Hello and welcome to the another video of circuit solving technique. In the circuit solving technique, we see one more technique of path symmetry. Now you will be able to understand what the path symmetry is, and for that sake we take an example, a problem. A cube is made by connecting 12 wires. You can see that there are 12 equal length wires, each having resistance capital R. They ask you find the equivalent resistance between any two of its diagonally opposite points. Now I have drawn the cube and name the vertices A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Now the two diagonally opposite points I have selected is A and G. So to find out the equivalent resistance, I have joined a battery of EMF epsilon across the 2 points A and G. And I have assumed that 6I current is flowing through the battery. Now what is the reason for taking the 6I current flowing through the battery? You know, it is a path symmetry, and therefore I have selected 6I current flowing through the battery. Actually, there is no problem in taking I current flowing through the battery, but then dividing I into six equal parts or 3 equal parts would be falling into fractions. And to avoid falling into fractions, I have selected 6I current to be flowing through the battery. And when 6I is divided into 2 parts, 3 parts or 6 parts, I won't come across the fractions. As you can see here, 6I current when divided into 3 equal parts would be 2I, 2I, 2I each. Now the first and the foremost question is, how will you come across or how will you know that this is a problem involving path symmetry? That's what the main question is. Then do follow what I say. You see, the current is entering in the circuit at point E. Current from the battery is entering at point A and leaving the point G. Now check the possible paths between A and G. You know, the current that enters point A will definitely have to flow through the branches A, B, and AE. After this current reaches point B, D and E, check that to reach this current to point G, there are only 2 shortest possible paths, like from B to C to G, from B to F to G. Shortest path involves only passing through 2 resistances, like here in case from A to D, and from D to reach to G, you know, the shortest path involves only 2 resistances, here to 2 resistances, and likewise from E, you know, after current has reached E, the shortest path involves again these 2 resistances, and therefore this is a question of path symmetry. We will see some more illustrations of path symmetry in the next videos to come. So this is a question of path symmetry. Actually, there are many more ways to look at the symmetry of the circuits. We will see them in the lectures to come. So everything is now all right. You know, the current flowing through the battery is 6I. I've chosen, and the reason for the same, you know. now this 6I current would actually divide it into 3 equal parts. So I have divided them into 2I, 2I, 2I each. Of course, point A is symmetric with point G. So from A, 2I, 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 3 branches are there carrying currents. And for that sake, at point G, you will have the currents 2I, 2I and 2I coming to point G. Then only the path symmetry is maintained. Now from point B, D and E, the currents are getting divided into 2 equal branches. So from B to C, I, from B to F, I currents are flowing. And likewise from D to C and D to H, I, ampere of current is flowing. I have not shown I current here. From E, again I and I currents are flowing. So this is all about the current distribution. And in path symmetry, the current distribution is of more importance. Now, to find out the equivalent resistance of this circuit, I have drawn the equivalent circuit of this circuit. Let's say epsilon, the same battery is applied. Instead of the skeleton of these resistances, only single resistance equivalent REQ equivalent resistance is used. And this is equivalent resistance when the same amount of the same battery is applied and the same amount of current that flows through this circuit is flowing through this circuit. So in circuit 2, I have a battery connected to its equivalent resistance and the same amount of current is flowing through. Now this is all about Kirchhoff's first rule. Let us now apply the loop rule. Now taking the loop A, B, C, G and then epsilon to again A. So these closed loop I have selected in order to apply the loop rule. Alright, so let us start with point A. If I start from point A to B, I have resistance capital R and 2I amount of current is flowing through it. So the IR product is 2IR, and as the current is flowing in the direction I traverse, so the IR product is negative, and therefore this minus 2IR appears here. From B to C, again R resistance is there and I is the amount of current flowing through it, so it would be minus IR appearing here. And from C to G, I have minus 2IR as written here. And from G to completing the loop, I come across the negative terminal of the battery, and therefore it would be plus epsilon, and the loop is completed, equated to 0. Solving these equation, I do get epsilon is equal to 5IR. In the second circuit, I do apply the same principle, Ohm's law. Epsilon is equal to current times the resistances, the resistance. So epsilon is equal to 6I REQ. Comparing these two equations, I do get 5IR is equal to 6I REQ. Cancelling I do get REQ is equal to 5 by 6R, and that's what the equivalent resistance of the skeleton of cube between two diagonally opposite points. I'll post in a short while one more video showing equivalent resistance with path symmetry. Thank you.